Happy Rich Mama invites you to join our SALIN Sinning painting class, Koi, Lotus, and Water Reflection. After the sketch, we begin to cover the water part of the background. We mix blue and yellow to get green. There's more blue at the lower part, adding more yellow to get a greener color at the center. Continue adding more yellow as you go up and keep blending. As it becomes more distant, farther up, then we color it yellow ochre. But since I didn't have a yellow ochre or yellow, I just added orange with some white. It is absolutely critical that the colors blend from down up and from up down. So you just keep on mixing and blending. It's nice to be able to calculate how much color you need, so you don't need to keep on mixing and mixing, but just adding in lighter color or a different color to get the new color that you need using the old mix. As I do the background, I see to it that I am able to get to the sketch of the parts that are not to be colored in yet. I try to reach the edges so I am able to define the important details of the painting, like the koi, the leaves, and the flowers, by covering the edges near those pencil lines of the important parts of the painting. As I do the background, I also keep in mind how I would be coloring in the flower, for example, or the koi. We are now working on sketching the pebbles, the ground cover of this painting. So for depth, once more, the lower part of this painting are larger than the upper part, because we want to depict that there is depth in this painting. So the lowest parts are bigger than the farthest away scenes, which are on the uppermost edge of the canvas. For the leaves, we mix again yellow and blue to get green. But on the lowest part, we use more blue. Going to the center part, we add in more yellow. And as we go up higher, we add a little bit of white. Yay! I forgot that this circle here represents a flower, a lotus flower. No worries, I'll be able to redo that later when it dries out.
Pagka kinover niya siya ng dark, so ito pong lower portion and then left. Lahat po ng lower left. So may iwan po ng upper right. Kaya magkakaroon siya ng effect yung shadow niya.
We are now working on making a shadow on the pebbles so that it comes out that it is three-dimensional. And for the shadow, we use a very waterous black. Then we highlight the pebbles to make it more round or to contour it. So we use a waterous white for that. Redoing my sketch here because I forgot the V cut on the leaf. Put a teeny weeny bit of red on white to make pink to cover the flowers. Then we mix white with a little black to make gray for the koi. This is the best opportunity to define the edges of the coin as you cover them in gray. Chance also to complete the details of your drawings when you cover them with your first coating. Yay! This is the fun part, creating your own graphics on your koi. Don't be so disappointed if the color is not intense on your first coating. So for my kois, I did 3 layers. Per Maricel, 888 is a good design for the koi that gives you feng shui good luck. So for my koi, I have 3. I am using my Ikebana arrangement idea, which is 753. So the red is 7, the orange is 5, and my yellow is 3. For the koi, the finishing touches are to put darker shades of gray that are waterous for details, and then afterwards a waterous white to add more lines to the koi for highlights. In this painting, the lesson is on how to sketch and paint a koi, and the most important one is on creating the reflection on the water by using glazing. For the flowers, we add more red to the pink mix so that it's a darker pink to create the shadows and to define the details of the petals on the flowers. As a beginner, it is always good to refer back to your photo, the original one that you want to be inspired with, so that you can see where the shadows and the highlights go. I can see from here now that I think I need to modify the perspective of the bud, the lotus bud, because it's like it's laying down on the water. Now you just go back and forth using pink, using white, using darker pink. Patience is very important. You have to wait for the colors to dry before you can add in some more details. So like a butterfly, your brush will hop from one flower to the other. And my brush even jumped to the leaves for more details. There are different types of strokes to use so that you create what you want to create when you use your brush. Sometimes you need to move away from your painting and just stare at it a little bit so that you will know which ones to darken and which ones to highlight. A tip I got from my Professor Sena before is that what you use in one space, you use in different parts of the painting so that you kind of integrate the whole painting as a whole. So you dab one color here and you dab it everywhere else beside it so that it looks like it's all just one color scheme for everything. They kind of when you are almost at the final stages of your painting, you would then realize which ones you have to go over and which ones you have to do over and which ones you have to erase and redo after the paint dries up. Acrylic painting is actually kind of bit more convenient than oil because it easily dries up, and if you have a blower then you can make it dry faster by using a blower, and then you can easily redo or paint over as soon as the old paint is dry. It's always good to be in a class because Teacher Nino will always give you tips on how to use your brush, how to mix your paint, and how to go about depicting an impression, or how to use your fine lines, or which brush to use. And so I'm grateful for the Zoom class. Glazing is a technique that we need to learn for this lesson, and that is using waterous paint over already dried parts of your painting. It gives a not luminous, but it gives a sense of the water floating as if there's a reflection of some kind of oil over the water that gives the painting a nice moving dynamic look. It's like there's movement on the water. For this painting, we first used a waterous light blue paint, and then we redo it with a waterous white. So I think the white should be clumping a little bit, not like the blue, which is just from left to right. I think that glazing should be really the very last step to take. I mean, the shadows should be in there already, and then the highlights, and then the last step is the glazing. And then for the highlights on the the lotus flower and the leaves, then that can be done after the glazing, because those do not go under the brush when you glaze. At this stage, when it's almost done, then you suddenly feel a rush of renewed adrenaline, wanting to finish it off. This is Happy Rich Mama. Why? I choose to be happy. Rich? I have everything I need. Mama? Yes, I love my kids, my hobby, and my passions. Gardening and creating art through plants, painting, and doing Ikinobu Ikebana arrangements. That's me. Hi, please like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. Thank you.